To start out creating an animated view of your stage scene, the first thing you should do is in your window, in your default tray, make sure that the scenes menu is out there. Once that is, I'm going to actually close up my components and my materials to expose the scenes menu. This will give you a couple of options, but we're going to be mostly using this plus sign right here to add different scenes. What I want you to think about as you do this is try to position yourself as though you were an audience member sitting far out to one side. So I'm going to look at it like this. Now I can see that I actually can see the door out here. I might have wanted to put some different things here, but that's probably okay. This is probably about as far over as somebody would be sitting. Okay, put myself at about eye level so I can now see exactly what I can see. I am going to now add a scene. You'll notice I get a little scene tab up here and it says scene 1 here. If you want to, you can add some of this information, but it is unnecessary. I'm now going to go to where I want to have it go to next. So I'm going to have it go more centered. Zoom out just a little bit, center it up, zoom in just a little bit. It's actually this ending point. Regardless of what I do to get here, it's actually the ending point that as I add a scene, it actually picks the shortest way to get from scene 1 to scene 2. So you won't see it roll back and forward like I did. It'll move smoothly between the views. I'm now going to pivot over to look as far from audience right as someone would most likely sit. I'm going to go ahead and add that scene. I'm going to now do a cool little trick where I'm now going to, click on it, click the plus sign. I'm sorry, I did not do that right. I'm going to delete scene 4. Yes, I do. I'm going to, what I need to do is I need to click scene 2 again to bring me back to my view. That's the way it's going to rotate between the views, by the way. I'm going to hit a plus sign to add a copy of it, and now I'm going to position it at the end. So I should be able to move these. So move scene 3 up. Sorry, I have to use my arrows here. Move scene up. So now what it should do, as I go very back to the beginning, and I'm actually going to go to View, Animation, and I'm going to pick Play. So from here, it's playing, it's coming to center, it's coming this way, it's coming back to center, and that's where it stops. I'm actually going to stop it there, go back to scene 4, and at this point, I'm going to zoom out as though I'm looking at it from the back of the house. Now again, you can play with what scenes you add. Those are up to you, but this is how you create the animation. You'll notice as I did my animation, when it went from scene 1 to scene 2, it actually paused for a minute at each scene. If you go to View, Animation, and you go to Settings, this is where you can set that. It says Scene Transition, so the movement takes 2 seconds. The scene delay takes 1 second. So if I want to, I can make the movement slower or faster. I can also remove this pause by going to 0. So if that makes the video more the way you want it, this is where you set those settings. Once I do that, we're going to hit close. And if I this time go to View, Animation, and hit play, as it plays through, you'll notice that it just keeps moving and does not stop. And it's already set to loop, so it would loop back around. When it's the way you want it, you will hit File, Export, Animation, Video. This is giving you the ability to save an MP4, and I'm going to put mine on my desktop so I can find it quickly. You should put it in a safer location, like somewhere in your H drive. And I'm going to use a simple name, calling it video. You should probably use something better than that. And it's going to export my video and make it an actual video. So you can see it's going to take about a minute to do that, The longer your video is, the more scenes you have, the longer that it will take to export. While I do that, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my Google Drive. The way I'm going to put it up on my Google Drive is I'm going to click New. The file upload is what I want. I know I'm putting that on the desktop, so I'm going to click Desktop because this is where I'm going to look for it. And I called it Video. Now, as you can see, it's not shown up on my desktop yet. That's likely because it's still exporting here, which we are just about done. That does take a few minutes, so that should be part of your plans. I may have to get out of this again because it was not there when I started, but it has popped in now. I can pick Video and click Open. It will upload my video, and it will now be one of my Google Drive documents. If I click on it now, it tells me it's processing it, which is fine. I can actually do the next step without it having processed. I'm going to click the 3 dots in the corner. I'm going to click Share. I'm going to get the shareable link, copy the link, and hit Done. Once I do that, I should be able to click back to go back to my menu, and I can now go to my document and paste that link at the bottom of my write-up. That's what you would do in order to get credit for what you've done for your animation.